Plant FAQs. Bubblegum Petunia. Petunia Supertunia Vista Bubblegum. Where to buy bubblegum petunias? I usually buy bubblegum petunias at my local garden center because they often have a great selection of healthy plants. Sometimes, I also check out farmers markets or even big box stores with garden sections, especially during the spring when their stock is freshest. I've had good luck finding unique varieties online too, particularly through specialty plant nurseries that offer mail-order options. It's always fun to explore different places because you never know what kind of gems you might find. How to propagate bubblegum petunias. When it comes to propagating bubblegum petunias, I found that taking stem cuttings works really well. I usually do this in the late spring or early summer. I cut a healthy stem about 4 to 6 inches long, strip off the lower leaves, and dip the cut end in rooting hormone. Then, I plant it in a pot with moist potting mix, cover it with a plastic bag to create a humid environment, and keep it out of direct sunlight. In a few weeks, roots start to form, and I can transfer the new plant to my garden. How to plant bubblegum petunias. Here's how to plant bubblegum petunias for vibrant blooms throughout the season. Choosing the right time. Wait for the frost to pass. Since bubblegum petunias are annuals, it's best to plant them outdoors after the danger of frost has passed and the soil temperature remains consistently warm. This usually occurs in late spring or early summer, depending on your climate zone. Indoor planting. You can also plant bubblegum petunias indoors any time of year, provided they receive enough sunlight. Before you plant, gather your supplies. You'll need healthy bubblegum petunia plants, seedlings or transplants, a well-draining potting mix for containers, or well-amended garden soil for outdoor planting, a trowel, and a watering can. Planting in containers. Pot selection. Choose a container with drainage holes. For multiple plants, a pot at least 12 to 14 inches in diameter is recommended. Filling the pot. Fill the pot with your well-draining potting mix, leaving about an inch of space at the top. Preparing the plant. Gently remove the bubblegum petunia from its nursery container. Loosen any tightly bound roots if necessary. Planting. Place the plant in the pot and fill the remaining space with potting mix, ensuring the base of the stem, crown, sits slightly above the soil level. Watering. Water the plant thoroughly until the water drains freely from the drainage holes. Planting in the ground. Location selection. Choose a sunny location that receives at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily. Well-drained soil is crucial. Soil preparation. If planting in a garden bed, amend the soil with compost or organic matter to improve drainage and fertility. Digging holes. Dig holes slightly larger than the root ball of your bubblegum petunia plants. Space the plants according to the recommended spacing on the plant label, usually 8 to 12 inches apart. Planting. Carefully place the plant in the hole and fill the surrounding space with soil, firming it gently. Watering. Water the plants deeply until the surrounding soil is moist. Aftercare for both methods. Watering. Water your bubblegum petunias regularly, especially during hot and dry weather. Aim to keep the soil consistently moist but not soggy. Fertilizing. You can fertilize your bubblegum petunias every other week during the blooming season with a diluted, balanced fertilizer. Deadheading. Regularly remove spent flowers, deadheading, to encourage continuous blooming throughout the season. Simply pinch or snip off the faded flowers at the stem. Additional tips. Bubblegum petunias are trailing plants and will cascade over the edges of containers or hanging baskets. Consider this when choosing a location. Pinching back the stems occasionally can promote bushier growth. Deadheading not only encourages more blooms, but also improves the overall appearance of the plant. Watch out for common pests like aphids and caterpillars. Use insecticidal soap or neem oil if necessary. How to fertilize bubblegum petunias. For fertilizing bubblegum petunias, I like to use a balanced, water-soluble fertilizer every couple of weeks during the growing season. I've noticed they really thrive with this regular feeding. Sometimes, I mix in a slow-release granular fertilizer into the soil at planting time, which helps give them a steady supply of nutrients. It's important not to over-fertilize, though, because that can lead to more foliage than flowers. Keeping an eye on them and adjusting as needed works best for me. What to plant with bubblegum petunias. When I'm planning what to plant with bubblegum petunias, I usually think about color and growth habits. I love pairing them with other sun-loving annuals like Calibrachoa, which have similar care requirements and bloom all season. For a contrasting texture, I sometimes plant them with ornamental grasses or trailing plants like sweet potato vine. They also look great with perennials like salvia or rudbeckia. Mixing different heights, colors, and textures really makes the garden pop and keeps it interesting throughout the season.